Right, Folio Games here with
Initial J from Autumn Vale, Breach the Veil podcast.
already. So today we're gonna try and play some BetaEarth. The only problem is that the review YouTube channel who made this game, he did not seem to include sample decks. He did include some boss decks for the co-op mode, but not any standard decks. So I just kind of tried to cobble stuff together and made a 50 card deck and 100 point teams.
We'll see how it works.
We'll see how it works. Alright, so in the game, we start out with 100 points worth of characters. 100 points going by the brackets over there, if you can make that out. And I've got us both 100 point teams. And then there are a few different types of cards in the game. There are events, which are red. Some of them are interrupt, which are quick time speed. Then we got allies, which are like the blue border characters, but they just have 2 stats and they're generally weaker. And then we've got
the yellow ones, right?
the yellow gold ones.
Okay.
And then we have the
Equipment or whatever.
gray equipment, just like in Magic, gray equipment. And so far, that's all the types of cards. Okay, now going into the blue characters, you see we've got 5 different colors of attributes. The blue, the yellow means energy consumption, the red means fighting skill, the green means strength, the blue means intellect, and the orange in the bottom, that is the stamina, aka the health. When you reach your health total limit, then you die. And the names of these things are kind of arbitrary, it seems to me. But I mean, pretty much it's just like every one of these attributes means it's just a different fighting skill. They can all be used to attack. Then once you attack with one, you cannot use the same color / attribute to defend. So once you attack with one, you got to defend with a different number, with a different color. So that's pretty much how that goes.
Which I'm noticing now looking at these, some of the higher, like this dude has 2 5s, so I'm assuming that's so you can attack with one of your high attributes and then also be able to defend with a different attribute that's an equal value.
Yeah, that sounds like
this dude has like 2 4s, and then this, yeah. So they at least these 2 characters seem to kind of have like similar point values in at least 2 of their stats.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. And of course, like in most games, most battling card games, when you attack, the opponent also counterattacks. Unless somebody has the keyword swift, which they attack and run away and you don't get a chance to counterattack. But that's not often.
Okay.
Okay, now we've got this green box right here. It's called Requisite. When you see one of these boxes, which is rare, as you see, this one says R with an I6. So the R stands for requisite. The I stands for intellect 6. So you've got to have intellect 6 between all of your characters and allies. But no, allies don't have intellect. So you got to have 6 minimum intellect on board in order to activate this card. And the second you don't have it, then I believe this card gets discarded.
Okay. Intellect is the blue one or the green one?
Intellect's the blue one.
The blue one. Okay, that should have felt like that should have been color coded.
Yeah, could have used some symbols, but I mean, you know, once you get to know it, then you know.
It's a beta.
It's a beta. Well, I mean, it's game corrected. Okay, then we got so we went over and of course, interrupts, like, you know, interrupts can be played on either player's turn, and just normal events can only be played on the current player's turn.
Gotcha.
And then we've got allies, which are just the weaker type of characters.
The dudes.
And their green attribute is defense, and their gray attribute is their attack. Yep. And of course, they got the same orange stamina. And everybody has a text box pretty much, which can just lead to a lot of variability in things.
So pretty much all of these are 1 health, right?
No, some of them I have some twos.
Oh,
I have
okay,
some twos.
I didn't know if they were just like
Ones and twos looks like.
chunks to
And the grade, the equipment, when you play them, you equip them immediately to a. I think you equip them only to characters. I'll second guess that. I'll second check that in a second. But and then there are also host equipment, I believe, which get played straight to the board. But I might be getting that twisted. But we'll get to that in a second. Okay, and that's and then of course we've got the green border cards, which are the locations, which you start the game with the location, and then that's about it as far as locations. And they have a text box, and anything with a purple diamond in the top of the card that's unique, you can only have one of those in the deck. Right. And other than that, I think we'll be ready to shuffle up and try to play. Okay, yeah. So during combat, whenever you swing, so in combat, whenever you choose a ready character or ally, you will turn it to the right or whatever, then you'll swing, then you'll say I'm gonna attack either a character or ally or the player.
So do I shuffle all of these?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I wasn't tracking.
Oh yeah.
So even this stuff.
Yep.
Okay, my bad.
All good. So we so whenever you swing, you're gonna say I'm gonna target whatever guy or the opponent. Once the opponent gets to 0 health from 20 health, they lose.
Yep.
Once you get decked out, milled, and have no cards, you actually lose 5 life points, and you reshuffle the discard into the deck, into a new deck.
Interesting. Sort of like Vice Force, if you kind of take a damage or whatever whenever you deck out. I like that mechanic.
Oh yeah.
It's an interesting way.
That's a great mechanics in this game. But
by the way, I will say that I know that they're not used to me. These cards have an excellent quality to them. They're a little glossy for my taste, but other than that, I mean, they're really good. Like, no complaints. Very pretty artwork. I'm not sure if this is beta artwork or public domain, or if the game creator paid for the artwork, but it looks really nice.
Oh,
it's really nice artwork and really nice card quality.
Nice quality product.
Yeah.
On the Game Crafter right now, in case you want to check it out, BetaEarth on Game Crafter. All right. So back to this combat. Okay, so whenever you swing, you're gonna say which attribute you're swinging with and what character or ally that you're swinging at, or if you're swinging at straight the opponent. Now, once you do that, then the opponent can decide, hey, I'm gonna block whoever you're targeting. Say I target this guy. Then the opponent can say I'm blocking with this guy. So they would exhaust this guy. Then I would then be targeting this guy instead. Okay. Now then, once the opponent says that they're gonna block, then I get a chance to add another character / ally to the fight. Then they can come into the fight as well. Okay. Then it goes back and forth like that till both players pass consecutively, and then that's how the combat phase goes. And then there's a thing where the attacker decides where the damage goes, and then the counter attacker decides where they want to put their damage. So
I like that.
Yep. And before we actually get into the combat, I'm just gonna read it out loud to make sure we have no confusion.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Sounds good, folks.
Okay. Yeah, 50 card minimum deck, setup cards, whatever. No limits of copies of cards. Play area, the main play area, the out of play area. Destroyed is just really out of the game. And then, characters to the left, allies to the right. Yeah, let me go ahead and read the battle phase, just so we're all clear, no confusion. Okay, the battle phase. This is where the struggle takes place, where the pendulum of victory swings between good and evil. Once the combat phase begins, it will be resolved in the following steps and in the order as outlined. A player may attack multiple times in a turn, or not at all. However, characters/allies may only be involved in one combat per turn, unless a card says otherwise, and each battle must be initiated and resolved before another one may be declared. The assignment step. Player announces an attack with the character or ally they control, and the target of the declared attack. A character, ally, controlled by the opponent or the opponent themselves, and with what stat? Energy manipulation, strength, fighting skill, or attack. The attacking character/ally. Now, for some reason, they didn't include intellect. So maybe intellect is not an attribute in which can be fought with.
That might be why it has that special thing that you were telling me about, the requisite intellect thing. Maybe that's like.
But I think requisite can be on different attributes.
Oh, okay.
So it said energy manipulation, yellow, fighting, which is red, green, which is fighting skill, or attack. Now, it doesn't say strength or the intellect.
Maybe strength and intellect came later on in the game?
Yeah.
It could have just been something, it could have been like a design element that came later.
I mean, could have been omitted from here, but I'll write a note about that. Strength and intellect. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's different. Okay, the attacking character/ally is then exhausted 90 degrees. Opposing player declares which character/ally they control will block the attack, if any, and with what stat. So, energy manipulation, fighting skill, strength, intellect, or defense. I don't know if he just omitted. Does it sound like he omitted? He must have just omitted putting it in.
Yeah, that's what I would assume.
Because if you put it in defense, you've got to put it in attack.
Yeah.
I'll just make a note and then tell him that.
I would assume positive intent on that one.
Yep, that's what I would assume. Alright, blocking character is also exhausted. If no blocker was declared, then the target of the attack, if character/ally is exhausted, then we'll declare which stat will be used for counterattack. Energy manipulation, fighting skill, strength, or attack. And then he did it again. So he did not include the... Well, he included the strength this time. This is mind-boggling. I don't know. I'll have to ask him. Okay, attacking player then selects which attribute will be used in defending the counterattack. Energy manipulation, fighting skill, strength, intellect, or defense. Now, is intellect just... I mean, I'm all before. Okay, if opposing player declared no defenders, then assignment step ends. However, if a blocker was assigned, then the attacking player may then exhaust another character/ally they control to bring into combat. Also selecting an attribute to attack with and the attribute they use to defend against the counterattack. If the attacking player, however, chose not to bring another character/ally into fight by passing, then the assignment step immediately ends. So, you block, I don't bring a guy in, then the step ends. Then the assignment step ends. Okay, if attacking player did bring in another character/ally, then the defender is now able to bring a character/ally they control into the combat by exhausting it and selecting what attribute they want to use to defend and counterattack. Play will continue to move back and forth between attacker/defender until all players have passed consecutively, thus ending assignment step. Note, a character may not repeat the use of a stat in combat. In other words, an attacking character may not use energy manipulation to attack and defend, and a defender may not use fighting skill to counterattack and defend. Damage step. Stats are then compared between attacker/defenders. The attacker calculates their total attack value. Chosen stats plus minus any modifications, and subtracts the defender's total defense value, chosen stats plus minus any modifications. If the difference isn't greater than 0, the attacker deals no damage and the attack is not successful. If the difference is 1 or more, then the attack is success, and combat damage equal to the difference is assigned to the defender's stamina any way the attacker sees fit, reducing their stamina by that amount. If reduced to 0, combatant is knocked out. And the same is done for the defender when comparing their total counterattack value versus the total defense value of the attacker. Any successful counterattack will likewise reduce stamina and possibly knock out combatants, but that of the attackers. Though the exhausting in comparison of stats are done in a particular order, during combat damage is applied simultaneously. Any attacker not blocked will deal damage directly to the opponent equal to their total attack values. A character / ally will never go below 0 health. Any excess, yeah, misspell. Damage after damage damage card / game effects are played and resolved as you know it. Cleanup phase, yeah, so.
Any excess damage?
Yeah, I mean, any excess damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said access, I was confused.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it was written. But yeah,
oh, gotcha.
So, from listening to that, so when it says you add a character / ally to the fight, it sounds like they combine their strength totals to be a total, right?
Yes.
That's all it could be, right?
Yes, I would assume so.
Yeah. That's what
they're like minions that you equip, I'm guessing?
Something like that sounds exactly.
Yeah, that's how I would see it. Like, yeah.
That's how I made the video. I hope it's right because that's what it sounds like.
By the way, just a quick side note, and no insult on the product. Like I said, really good quality product. I was having a hard time shuffling these. They're very slick, and they kept like kind of flowing for us up. So sleeves might be like, yeah, they might need some sleeves. Just know that if you pick up the game, I recommend sleeves. But they're good stuff.
Oh yeah. I'll just go over the cleanup. I really don't need to go over the cleanup phase. But like knocked out guys, they get removed from the field. Exhausted guys are ready. Damage on them is removed. Check for victory conditions. There's like one alternate win condition right now. They're probably not in here. But alright, yeah, so the battle phase, that's the main thing. There's a lot of keywords. If we run into them, then we'll worry about them. Copy. But yeah. Yep. So alright, so roll for first.
Which die are you rolling?
D10.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to grab a. All right, I got a 90. You lose. No,
that's a
no.
0. That's 100, baby.
No.
All right, so didn't go over the setup, but I'm pretty sure you draw 5, and then there's also a setup whole thing where you set up your guys a certain way.
So is it like chaotic where like you have like a map, or like can I only attack the people I'm in front of, or like how does that?
Nope, it's just no.
Okay,
but there is something about the setup. Okay, matter of fact, so as I'm not misleading the people, I kind of read the setup, but there's a certain order in which you set up too, which is not familiar to me from most games.
R&D. I am R&D.
Main phase, gameplay, setup, interrupt cards, location cards, character cards, prologue, the cards, transfer card. Man,
as an aspiring game designer, I like how Research and Development Center is just this vast, empty wasteland, because that's exactly what R&D like feels like. So I really like how it's like a moon and like there's nothing there. It's like, I love it.
Okay, setup. Or is that the co-op mode? Dang it, that's the co-op mode. Okay, let me just go from my notes. From setup, search for cards. Okay, so it kind of depends on how you play the cards during setup. But from setup, search for cards go into first hand of game. So if you search for a card, you're going to be -1 on your initial hand. But it'll equal the hand, but you'll draw that many less from deck if you do search for cards. But I don't think that I really included any of them into these cards. But from setup, search for ordered played can matter of setup cards. Cards can be set up into out of play area as well, which have like a psychic link type thing going on, and hosting and symbiosis type of thing. Standard hand size is 7 cards. If you search for it, you just draw to 6. But okay, we'll just draw up to 7 for now. I'm gonna read this guy. Yeah, your successful cargo runs are an additional 3 points. Also, when played, search for 1 hard hologram disguise. Also, when played, yeah. So I need to be searching for a hard hologram disguise. Yeah. So I'll do that now. Now, okay.
Is Peak like Scry? Says you may peek at X cards and opponents. Oh no, it's not.
You know, one thing I didn't do is I did not
look at their hand or something. Okay, get it.
Real quick, I'm gonna swap some more characters in because there's no sample decks. That's the thing that's killing me. All right, but so I made these decks. I didn't think about putting characters in the decks.
Oh yeah.
Because these characters, they also have like after the dash, they have different personas.
Yeah, I kind of paid attention in that video.
Yeah, but there's another mechanism where like you can swap out different characters. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, my bad. I'll just throw a few characters in here each. Matter of fact, we won't even recount them. We'll just add those to the decks. You got mainframe, do not have mainframe. You got Liz, no. You got Tess, no. You got Felix, no. Felix, no. Abductor, no. Susan, you got a Susan. Stratosphere, no. Tess, no. Okay, we got Kane, Monica, Counselor, AI unit. Wow. It's right here. Okay, Susan, Kane, Monica, Counselor, Riker, Star Trek.
Commander Riker. No, he a general now. He a 5-star general.
General.
You know they only have so many of those. Like, you know how hard it is to be a 5-star general? That's like super impressive.
The only thing I know about 5-star generals is Birdman.
Only Wabanshi.
And Yo Gotti.
You excited? Hey, are you excited about that One Piece game coming out, man?
Man, I never watched an episode of One Piece in my life,
dude,
but
it's on pause right now. You should catch up. That's what I'm doing. I'm not off time.
I just spend my time watching trading card game content and making trading card game content.
Gotcha. have you checked out Build Divide yet?
Have I what?
Checked out Build Divide yet?
Man, I watch people's videos on it, but But that's about it, though.
We should do a video on that.
Oh, yeah. When is it supposed to come to America?
I don't know if they have an expected date, but like I know we can play it on like Tabletop Simulator. You got a PC, you said, so we can easily set that up, and we can do the stream on my channel or on Autumn Vale's channel.
Cool. Okay, we're just gonna throw in some random characters into these decks. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, you got that guy. I got this chick. I got mainframe as well. You got Felix. Just throw some randoms in there. I got Tess. Okay, so there's 3 each. Let's do 4 each. Oh, just some random big guys. All right.
At least that one was Susan instead of Karen. That would have been all 4, right?
Don't need no more Karens.
I just want like some some awesome orc named Karen.
From what series?
What?
From what series?
No, I was saying like some characters.
Oh,
like
Karen. Alright. Okay, matter of fact, if you don't mind, would you mind reading the keywords out loud?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
Right here?
The keywords, yep.
Link. The keyword represents the ability to communicate over long distances. A linked character may add the intellect value of another linked character when using their intellect in any way, defending, requisites, etc. Inhabit represents an
Non-corporeally.
It says, is this, I don't know if it says ethereal or ethical.
Ethereal.
Okay. The ink is a little like, an ethereal or non-corporeal physique that allows for the possession of a host card. Once possessing a host, the inhabiting character will be able to use the attack, defense, and stamina of said host as their own. To inhabit a host, move or play the inhabiting card to your out-of-play area. Also, inhabiting cards are by default piloting the host. Also, inhabit characters.
Yeah.
Inhabited characters only play to your out-of-play area and never join your in-play game area.
Yeah, but out of play is to the left of your main area.
Gotcha. Host represents an ally or equipment that is susceptible to being possessed. When a host is possessed, they are piloted by the character inhabiting them. Swift, these are characters that are extremely well versed in unit tactics or have an uncanny ability to catch someone off guard. As a result, a character with this keyword does not initiate a counterattack when attacking. So basically like first rank.
Yep. If you have the ability to sense that it's flavor text, skip it if you think you can do that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't.
No,
I don't know the difference between.
No, I mean that's my yeah. But I mean I'm just listening. It seems like the first sentence might be flavor text.
Enclosed. The keyword inherently does nothing. However, the cards may reference it and provide unique game effects as described on the cards themselves. Limit. I don't know what's flavor text or not on this. The keyword indicates that the equipment, event, or interrupt is something that's not very common or hard to acquire. Limited cards will have a number right after the keyword. This number indicates how many copies of the card may be in play and played on a single turn. Sorry, this is like really hard to read. Unique is...
I mean, I can read stuff.
Yeah, if you can do that, like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
it's my bad
light.
because I printed it on this
Well, that and like
label
some of the
paper.
grammar on it, I'm like kind of.
I think the creator's like a different.
Oh,
culture.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to like insult anybody. I just like.
But like just English, it's funny sometimes. All right, unique. You may have one copy of the name card in your deck. Paradox. This is a game status effect. Okay, at the end of any turn where a paradox is in effect, both players must discard one card from their draw deck. That's where players control the same character. It doesn't matter if the persona is different, just the same character. Control. A player controls a card if they played the card or has otherwise gained control of the card and is currently on the table, whether in play or out of play. Boosts are basically +1/+1 counters. Yeah. Boosts are +1s or +2s or whatnot. Requisite, we went over that. Cycle. This keyword indicates cards being returned to the bottom of the draw deck or boss deck, often in place of being discarded. Search indicates going through the targeted area to find a card, usually a draw deck. It's a card. Allowing the search doesn't specify a card name. This will be the choice. Pilot character to your out of play area. If you wish to have them no longer pilot, then you can move them back to your in play area. This is the only way you can freely move a character in and out of your play area. Is pilot. Alright, that's everything. Cool. Alright, I think we're ready to go.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to take like super long.
No. I mean, it's my bad. Like,
no, you good.
I could have chose to print it on full sheet of paper, but I did
I also need to buy glasses.
The what?
I said I also need to buy glasses. I haven't bought glasses in like 5 years. Okay. So I'm definitely like overdue to go get glasses. I'm just, lazy.
You got older eyes now.
Yeah, I do, man. Like, yeah, like it sucks. I wish I didn't have glasses. I'm afraid to get LASIK. I don't know why. Like, I know that, there's really nothing, that I just, surgery.
I heard it.
So 7 yes or no?
7 yes. Alright, hell yeah, right there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the business.
They can see my awesome shirt.
Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not gonna even look for the hard hologram. Man, let me look for the hard hologram disguise.
So does that mean you don't get a full 7? You get a 6?
I mean, if I included the hard hologram disguise in this deck, which I probably didn't.
Oh, so they need to be all the same. Okay, my bad.
Yep.
So whenever you attack, you exhaust?
Yeah.
You exhaust it.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, hard hologram disguise, I doubt is in here.
I love the term exhaust way more than I like the term tap. Like,
man,
Battle Space.
I like tap because it's just.
Oh yeah, it's so short and simple.
Yeah. Oh, so
I forgot you're like one of those people who's like, yeah, I want it to be like concise.
Hell yeah.
Call it the GI.
I got it right here. I have it in hand, so it's kind of stupid. All right. Anyway,
you're good. You're gravy, baby.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going first. So what I will do is, I'm sure at the top of your turn or the end of your turn, you draw a card. Let me just hit my. Well, let me sit right here. Okay. Gameplay. Draw and discard. The first phase of the turn is your chance to vie for needed resources by discarding any number of cards from your hand and then drawing up to your current hand size, which consists of a standard hand size plus or minus modifiers. Default standard hand size for all players is 7. Most of the time it's going to be 7. Also, the discarding of cards during this phase is done all at once, not card by card, meaning that if a player decides to discard 3 cards, then discards all 3 at once, he would then draw up to their hand size. So yeah, as it is right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep this hand. And you're always limited to 100 points of characters on deck. Yep.
Question.
Uh-huh.
Is this like a trading card game style where we both come into the game with our own individual decks? Or is it like a kind of Keyforge or like is it more like a game where we both use decks that like one person owns? Because there are cards in this that I'm confused about.
Because I didn't see any precons, no pre-constructed decks. I just kind of, we have a big box of cards, so we got 440 cards.
So I'll just say, like, this card is like I take something from my opponent's deck. So like I was just wondering.
Yeah, I think that can happen. Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't know, like, if I own this deck and you own that deck, and we do that in game, and then like, oh well, I forgot to get the guy the card back. That was a question.
You would probably,
Yeah.
You would probably come with your card sleeved,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just want to make sure. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just gonna keep this hand, and then I will. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna read my. So game starts at about 34 minutes. All right. So Counselor Mundala and council members are combat +1. Also, any player may discard 1 card to search for 1 council member. So I put counselor members in my deck. I did something special for yours. I'm sure that it reads your location.
Once per turn, any player may discard a card from hand to search for 1 lab technician or AI model series A-I whatever. Series B. If a player who did this also controls Felix, they may search for 2 instead. So I don't have Felix. You have Felix.
Yep, I think I'm missing somebody too that I could be. I'm missing Hippero. So I tried to find Hippero, didn't find it. But we do. I've got the counselors. You got the A1 whatevers.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. All right. So my thing again is Counselor Mundala, and council members are combat +1. I'm assuming. I take it combat is every one of these attributes. I mean, except for the stamina, which is the health.
Yeah.
Also, any player may discard 1 card to search for 1 council member. I don't think I included any in yours, but I got them in mine. All right, so started my turn. Okay. This is the alternate win con, the cargo run. I have that, and I have Kane by coincidence. I didn't want to make this happen, but maybe you have cargo run too. I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, I don't see it in hand, but.
Okay, alright, so starting off the turn, I'm going to go ahead and play down a... Okay, you can only play 1 type of card each turn. I'll just read it straight out the book. There's a lot of little things to the game. But, location, equipment, ally cards, the inner row cards... Gameplay. Main phase. This is the main preparation stage for your turn, wherein you're free to play any cards you'd like that meet requisites, if any, or any effects outside the game. There are a few things to keep in mind regarding this phase that will hold true unless card text directs you otherwise. Equipment cards are played onto and remain on a character, not allies, who will then gain any stat modifications listed on the card, once per turn. Ally cards are played in the field like characters, 1 per turn, in max total of 4 in play, basically at the end of the turn during the cleanup phase. So you can have max 4, but 1 per turn.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you can get up to 7, but during cleanup phase...
You have to get rid of, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much allies, they can be cannon fodder, but you gotta go down to 4.
You can like sacrifice once per turn or something. Yeah.
Okay, event cards are played on the table on either side of the field. Once per turn, 1 per turn. Inner row cards are revealed when played, normally no limit, and may be played during any turn and during any player's turn. So no limit, normally no limit. Characters, okay. Events are 1 per turn. Events are 1 per turn. Interrupts are no limit. Okay. They're both red bordered. Characters are played onto the field 1 per turn and no more than chosen point total.
Makes sense.
Yep. In addition, transfer cards, sacrifice cards, swap personas. Yeah, let me just go ahead and go over there because, I mean, this is the main thing, and then we already went over the battle phase. That's the main thing. But, okay, transfer cards. This function is inherent with all equipment unless card states otherwise, and with events that have transferable in the game text. To transfer a card from one target to another, you simply announce the transfer from whom to whom, then the card is being transferred, and then move that card. This can be done as many times as you'd like in a given turn. Okay, sacrifice cards. At the beginning of the main step, you're allowed to voluntarily discard any number of fielded cards that carry a point value. Okay, at the beginning of the main step, any cards placed on or under sacrifice cards are also discarded. Okay, swap personas. As noted in the previous example, there are times multiple versions of a single character differentiated by, among other things, the subtitle, a line of text directly following the card name, and in fact, most of the character cards have multiple versions of themselves called personas. So, unlike transferring, however, there are some caveats. A persona may only be swapped out for the matching character's persona. This may only be done once per turn, per character, and only at the beginning of your main step, but after sacrificing cards. Regardless of the number of swaps in a turn, you're never allowed to go above the point total. Swap personas are returned to the owner's hand and then replaced by the new. Okay. Alright, so that's the main phase, that's the battle phase. The cleanup phase, we already went over that. Past initiative phase, at this point in the turn, you draw one card and then declare your turn over. Initiative passes to the opposing player, who will now go through the same phases. Okay, out of play versus destroyed. Timing issues. Timing issues, then the turn player has the initiative and they'll win ties. Decking out, we already went over that. Winning the game, 20 health or no health, and the one alternate win condition, the cargo run. Alright, that's it for sure. Alright, so my turn. First one. Red one.
This video is sponsored by G Fuel.
Someday. I got one in there if you want one.
Might take one in a minute.
Yeah, I need one to wake up too. I'm addicted to the Venom one. The Venom one and the Carnage one are both really good.
They're different. I'm playing this guy.
And there's no limit on equipment, right?
I think it might be one per turn too, but okay. You can swap them back and forth. But let's see. Okay, equipment cards are played once per turn. One per turn.
Okay. I only got one. I was just curious.
But I do like how like different card types are just one per turn. I like it.
Yeah. The interrupts not being once per turn, that makes sense. Cause
yep.
Just go chain.
Yep.
Feels like a little bit like Yu-Gi-Oh! The way you have like 4 slots for your guys that you have. I mean, you can play up to 7, which is cool. And then you can only play like, one dude. Does that have a one plate effect, or is that just a...
No. Opponent's cargo run and high-tech heist draws are -1 per Corsair I control. Yep. Alright, I'm going to play Amadeus Prototype Fighter. Okay, this has host. If piloted, has 9A, 9 attack, 10 defense, 6 health, and enclosed. If attacked, may immediately counterattack before opponent resolves attack. So let's read those. You remember what host is?
Yeah, you choose a person to be the host.
Okay, so you've got to attach equipment to the guy in the first place.
That makes sense.
Okay, if piloted, has 9 attack, 10 defense, 6 health, and enclosed. What's enclosed again?
That I don't remember, man.
Refers to a closed space that's accessible to your characters that could possibly provide a unique and tactical form of protection. The keyword inherently does nothing. However, other cards may reference it and provide unique game effects as described on the cards themselves. Host, if piloted. Piloted is being over there, I believe.
Yeah, pilot. I know that, like, whenever you, there's like a thing where you have to remove a card from play to,
Represents a starship such as Amadeus being flown by another character. To do so, move or play the piloting character to your out of play area. If you wish to have them no longer pilot, then you can move them back to the in play area. This is the only way you can freely move a character in or out of your play area. Okay. So Amadeus, whatever. Yeah, Amadeus, Prototype Fighter. Host, if piloted, has 9 attack, 10 defense, 6 health, and enclosed. Oh. Alright, putting this on. Putting this on Monica. She's out of play area. Now, I play play an event. Alright, I'll play the cargo run with... No. I can always play the cargo run. Alright. I'll play the high-tech heist. Once per turn, discard 2 cards from hand to look at top 6 cards in opponent's deck. Put into hand 1 equipment. Discard once 5 are acquired this way. Limit 1. So the requisite is Intelligence 8, which I have Intelligence 8. Yep, then I'll go to attack phase. Okay, so this is in play, right? And that's the pilot.
Sure. However you want to identify it, my guy. And I'm, by the way, like, I've started drinking before you got here, so I'm gonna follow your lead.
Okay. All good.
So, like, what you do, bro, is like what I'm gonna do.
All good.
Verbatim. No, I'm joking.
All good. All good.
That dude's a pretty cool dude. I see what you did to me, though. You started limiting me right from the get-go. You're like, I had to get a jump on him.
Yeah, I mean, not so much purposely, but...
No, I gotta give you grief.
Kind of what I had in my hand.
Oh, no, sure. You try to convince me or the fans? The fans.
Both of you guys. Literally, both of you. Alright.
So you can swing first?
Yeah.
Turn? Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Man, let me make sure, man.
I like that.
I didn't see anything that says not.
Yeah. Then I like that. That's cool.
Because, I mean, you know, we both have guys out.
I mean, yeah, why not? I can defend.
But you didn't get the chance to play any guys. So.
It's okay. I can defend with my Oni Waban show. Or my Commander Riker. Or Susan.
I'll swing with this big 8 drop, 8 fighting skill guy into. Yep, I don't know what your guys do, but this guy had Swift, so I'll swing on that guy.
Oh man, I was looking to see who.
Yeah. Yep, and you can block with any of your guys though. Yep, I mean, once you exhausted, that's when you block.
I was reading abilities. I was like, I don't know, the Swift might not actually be... I don't know what a lockdown card is, so I'm cool with Homeboy taking that. I take 3 damage. So... Because I have 4, you're attacking with 8, or no, 8. You have 5.
Yeah, I mean, you decide which stats you want to defend with, or...
Oh, I do. So if well, I mean, that's still... I thought it had to be red to red. I'm sorry.
No, but it could be multiple combats at a time. Yeah.
Red is my highest thing, so I would assume I
now, keep in mind, you can block any of these guys. I mean, tap any of these guys to block with them.
Yeah, but I like her ability. I don't want to die. Oh, he's got, like, a good statistic. So he can take a hit. Yeah, I'll let him take a hit because that guy's pretty big.
Okay, so now I get a chance to add a guy to the fight if I want to.
So now that becomes a target?
Yeah.
Copy.
Then, so I can add somebody to join the fight if I wish. I'll the Amadeus. Amadeus.
So you're going to add your little equipment thing. What does that do?
So if piloted, it has 9 attack, 10 defense. It becomes more like a ally than a character. 9 attack, 10 defense, 6 health, and enclosed, which doesn't mean anything inherently. If attacked, may immediately counterattack before opponent resolves attack. Sounds like Swift.
What is the red name?
The red what? Oh, the red is a fighting skill.
So it's not attack, then I can't use that card. So if I do that, that would be plus. Yeah, I don't think I have anything to play to do anything. So yeah, I guess you win the fight.
Okay,
So how much am I gonna take?
So first I'll which stat are you defending with?
The five, one of the fives. I don't know which ones. What is the yellow one?
That's energy consumption.
And the green one is
Strength.
Sorry, I'm not.
Oh, no worries.
Would that card be good to play with strength? Attack block. What is a successful block? What constitutes
Successful block is if it does no damage to the defender.
So like if this just completely if this was like a 9 and that was an 8, then that would be a successful block. Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind then. I can't play anything. Cool. So yeah, I guess I've got to eat it. So I guess I'll choose the green one.
Okay.
The attack. And I will take, you had 8, so I take 3.
8 plus.
Oh yeah, sorry.
9, which is 17.
So this dude dies.
Yeah, but before that, you would do your 5 back to me, and you decide where it goes. Which this one has 6 health, and then I defend with whatever I choose. So I'll be the 4 over here.
Yeah, you'll be one of your 4s.
Yeah, so you would basically do 1 damage to this guy, but it's gonna heal up at the end of the cleanup phase.
Yeah, I figured it was my magic. Yeah, that sucks.
Yep. All right, so now these guys are tapped. Now I can go to another battle phase if I wish. While in play, council members don't count against the ally limit. Also, opponent must discard 1 to initiate any battle. 2 if against a moon dollar. Oh well. So opponent has to discard 1 to initiate any battle. 2 if against moon dollar. But she's weak though. Yeah, she's weak though. But she lets me cheat in counselors to beat the ally limit. Corsair, opponent's cargo runs and crap. 2, 2, 1. At this point, I will. Yeah, pass turn because these guys are pretty weak.
Okay. Draw for turn or no?
I think at the end of my turn. Yeah. You'll draw.
No. I like staring at your 49 shirt. It's a pretty cool shirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, so do I draw?
Yeah.
Okay, I was waiting until I had confirmation.
Yep.
Well, you royally upset me, so now I'm going to do some dirty stuff.
Now remember, you got 100 points of character, so.
I know. I don't have a character, though. Unfortunately. I try to shuffle as well as I can. When played, deal 1 damage to a character, ally, or to opposing player. I'm going to start the damage train early. Actually, I was supposed to take damage from that.
Really?
I think so, because you had how much?
17. I don't think anything has overflow or anything. I don't think anything has trampled or anything, does it?
I thought you said that if it killed the thing, then the extra went over to the player. In the video that I watched you do, I thought you said that.
I don't recall that.
Okay, then I guess I'm mistaken.
I think if you don't block.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Okay, well then that's fine. Either way, I'll play this. I'll deal 1 damage to you.
Okay, I'll take 1. Yeah, some D20.
I got a magic life count out that we can use. It's 20 health, right?
Yep.
The MTG Companion. Great for multiple games, apparently.
No.
Sure, standard, why not? And then you took one, so we'll do that.
Cool.
Then I'm going to play... this card. Yeah, that's the card I want to play. Once per... So I can just play the event, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then once per turn, I can activate this effect. Discard 2 cards from my hand. Look at the top 6 of the opponent's deck. Put in the hand 1 equipment. Discard once 5 or cards. What happens to the other cards?
Once per turn, discard 2 from hands. I look at the top 6 of opponent's deck. Put into hand 1 equipment.
We're literally playing the same cards. I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Because I literally could have just played the dude you played. The Corsair guy.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, opponent's cargo run and high-tech, high-draw -1 per Corsair you control. So, yeah, I'm sure they give return to deck, it sounds like.
That sucks. Okay.
Would have been nice if they would have said it.
So, I'm going to try to do this. What cards to discard, though? I don't have any copies of that. I'll discard those 2. That's probably a mistake, but we'll find out soon. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to peek at your 6.
5, because of my Corsair.
Is this a cargo run?
That's a opponent's cargo run and high-tech, high-draw.
No, but I'm saying... Oh, high-tech. Okay, yeah, my bad. Well, I mean, I can only take one of these, so I guess I'm going to take your grid.
Cool. Didn't say discard them, so I just assume that they go back to the
Yeah, I would think that they... I mean, if I was designing a game that did something like that, I would have made them discarded, but since it doesn't specify, I'm going to assume they go to the bottom of the deck or something. I don't know.
I had that along with the note. High-tech ice.
Yeah, because it really needs to specify. Otherwise, like, there's no saying that you need to shuffle. There's no saying, like, if they go in a random order. Oh yeah, that's the equipment I'm gonna play. So this one doesn't equip to anything. It looks like it's just like a magic artifact. It says play on table unequipped. Once per turn, you may exhaust to look through your opponent's deck and discard 1 character or ally. Limit 1. So I guess I just do that, and I look through the deck. Holy crap, that is kind of broken. You have any your biggest, baddest mofo. Oh, I don't like that guy. He pissed me off. Say goodbye to Kane. Kane the Able.
Yep, I could have fucked up my Kane. Alright.
I had to, man, dude. He's kicking my booty right now.
Oh yeah, Kane's pretty raw.
And then I can attack. And then you can beat the crap. Oh wait, you can't defend with the same stat, which means I might actually have a chance here, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can defend and counterattack with a different stat.
Well, right, but like I'm not gonna die to an 8 again.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, I might defend with the 4, like.
No, I understand. General Grievous will attack with 5, the red, what is that again? I'm gonna call it by its color. I'm gonna say red.
Yeah.
I'll attack with my red.
Okay. Then you announce who you're attacking, me
or
one of these guys. And if this guy's attacked, I may immediately counterattack before opponent resolves attacks. I'll never attack this guy.
So I cannot attack him?
You can, but I'm gonna attack you first.
Oh, you got... Okay. Because I got Swift, so I don't like his mug.
Nice. Alright, so I can say I'm gonna block.
Looking at me cross-eyed.
Swift is
it's like First Strike. It's like...
but better than First Strike.
Well, yeah, it's technically better than first rate.
Character with this keyword does not initiate a counterattack when attacking. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just, you know.
Okay, so which 5? Okay, it's 5
to whatever you're going to defend with. Oh, yeah, I should have kept that card. I should have discarded a card. I like how you built me a control deck and didn't realize it.
There you go.
I don't know what you did, or you were just like, yeah, here's all the control stuff.
Did not even too much know. You're swinging with 5, so. Man, it's a good question. You're swinging with 5. I will defend with 5.
Alright. So I'm going to do absolutely. I can add a dude if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But how does that work? So like, if I wanted to add him to make sure that like, would I add their? Oh yeah, we already talked about this. We combine their stats and then you choose how you deal damage when you counterattack.
The attacker. Yeah.
Then that's fine. I will.
Yeah,
he already did what I wanted him to do, so he'll join the party. He'll help out his bro. And then that guy, I hate that card. Oh, that card needs to die. What am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
Like no, like legitimately, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah. I mean, the stats are crazy. I don't know.
There's no limit on this either. You could be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna drop 5 of them.
Oh well, I mean, no, it's got the purple diamond, so only one
Oh, the
per
purple
deck.
diamond. Oh, okay.
Piloted has 9 attack, 10 defense. Maybe there's somehow where you can destroy who's piloting it. I don't know. If attack.
Well, no, because when they pilot, they get removed from the game. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're just gone.
Yeah, they're
like
an out of play zone. They immediately counterattack before opponent.
Yeah, something about that. I mean, that's fine. It's just like that seems kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. 9 attack, 10 defense, 6 health, and enclosed. If attack may immediately.
What does enclosed do? Is that gives it some kind of negative buff, or is?
No, it says it inherently means nothing, but card text may make it mean something.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Refers to a closed space that's accessible to your characters that could possibly provide a unique and tactical form of protection.
Okay.
The keyword inherently does nothing, however, other cards may reference it and providing unique game effects as described on cards.
So if anything, it's beneficial because it says like something about being in an. Okay, so that's just really good. Cool. So yeah, I lose.
Well, I mean, you can add another guy to the fight if you want to.
Yeah, but how am I gonna get to 9? I'm at what? What did I say? 5?
Yeah, 5
and then you're at 4.
You're at 7 with the what's his name?
Well, yeah, I'm at 7, and then you're at 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 or something. You blocked with a 4, I thought.
Well, I mean, I'm on defense right now, but then I counterattack, so I'm on 10.
Yeah.
Plus, I block with 5, so right now 15 defense. But you can put the damage where you want to. But then I'm gonna counterattack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I don't know. Guess I'll put the damage there.
But I mean, it's so big, it's not gonna.
Yeah, like that's a thing, right? Like, how do I? Guess. Well, no, because that doesn't do anything.
And maybe the thing to do is just try to pile up on this guy.
What are servicemen?
Probably just a card type that's in the deck.
Okay, because it says servicemen get +2. I don't see a serviceman. Yeah, I don't know what to do. So we'll just play this out like it is.
Seems like the thing to do is maybe just pile up on that to get rid of it.
Yeah, but like, okay, I have 5.
Okay, and I'll add. Because I guess the flow of the thing is like I can see you're tapping out, so I might as well tap out too.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, now do my guys ready until the end of my turn? Is that the deal?
Yeah, because it seems weird because he helped the other guy, right? Like, so that's why I was like confused because
the cleanup phase at the end is when you're ready. But okay, so you use your guys. Did you ready your guys after the thing? Because you only fought with the one guy who died, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the thing is, if you use your guys to defend, they're not going to be ready for you to attack on the next phase, on the next turn or whatever, on your active turn.
I mean, look at the rules and make sure, because I don't
Yeah,
know,
but
I'm not trying to like cheat or
Oh,
anything.
yeah.
I'm just very confused on like, I got impervious guy. I'm like, okay. Well.
So cleanup phase, at the beginning of this phase, discard all allies and characters that have been knocked out to appropriate discard piles. Ready any exhausted boss controlled allies / characters. Then clear all damage, combat and non-combat related from allies / characters with the exception to that of the boss character. Finally check for victory / loss conditions. If either of them has been met, then the game ends and the appropriate party player wins or whatnot.
Okay.
That was actually the freaking boss battle phase, so let's read that again. Okay, at this stage in turn, several things happen. Knocked out characters are removed. Exhausted characters ready, meaning they're turned back to the upright position. Damage, both combat and whatever related, is cleared. Yeah, so you clean up phase, you untap your guys, and you heal them. So that would mean that until it's the end of my turn, my guys don't ready. So my guys don't ready after I defend. Like,
Okay.
see, like in Magic and such, the guys ready on the upkeep. Both players, these guys ready on the upkeep, right?
No, it's your untap step. In Magic, it goes upkeep, untap, draw. So like,
Does it seem different than what we're doing here, or
it is different than what we're doing here.
how's
but-
it different?
So in Magic, you only untap on your turn.
That's the same way on this, right?
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, but you're doing it at the end of the turn. That's what's confusing me. I mean, I'm not comparing.
Yeah.
I don't want to compare I'm not comparing this to Magic, but I'm saying
No,
like
I mean, like, you know,
in most card
games are
games,
Magic, yeah.
in most games,
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to find the difference is what we're trying to find.
yeah. In most games, you untap at the start of your turn, which
Yeah.
means that the turn that you attack, next turn you can't then defend.
Yeah, so in here it's backward. Well,
It's
I mean, it's
backwards.
different.
Yeah, it's like backwards because like you can attack and then immediately ready so that you can defend on the next turn. So you
Yeah.
always have access to your guys, which kind of eliminates the balance to even having to exhaust to begin with.
But no, because the other guy can get free attacks in.
But how? Because right now you're blocking with this, and you can block with this. Because remember, you attack with this. You attack with this.
Yeah, but
And
then
then
I
at
ready
the
them.
end of your turn, you ready them. You ready them, and then now you're using them again.
But I mean,
I'm
it's
not
like, it's
saying
like,
that this game is like Magic. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to compare the two, that's where the difference is.
No, but I'm saying, like, thinking, okay, so it's your turn now.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's going to be my turn soon.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm not going to be able to use these guys. So,
I get what you're saying.
So
Yeah.
So like I'm going to be in a weaker position coming into my turn.
Yep, okay, I see. I see where that, okay.
Yeah.
So,
So you added another guy to the fight. You did. All right.
I added everybody. And you were going to add him, but then you stopped and were like, something's wrong here.
Okay.
Because I wasn't like arguing at all. I was like,
Yeah,
hey, this is what I'm going to do. And then you were like, okay, I'm like, okay.
Just trying to wrap my head around it.
if anything, if I wanted to make this seem a little bit more balanced, I would probably make it to where the first player can't attack. But I'm not the game designer. Like, I don't want to. Yeah.
Yep. And it could be in here. I just didn't.
No, I got you.
All right,
or I make it to where you can only do like attack with one dude. Or something.
Yeah, but there's multiple attacks that can happen in that turn.
No. I know. I'm saying for the first player.
Yep.
Like similar to like Buddy Fighter Vanguard, where you can only swing once.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and block with the 8.
Yeah.
Which one are you attacking with?
The 4.
Okay, 4.
Or wait, no, the 5, because I'm not gonna be able to defend with them.
Okay.
Like I'm going all out, which means I won't. Well, wait, yeah, well. See, that doesn't make. Because that means the attacker can always defend, but the defender can never attack. That's so weird.
It's like, I mean, just a different.
It's cool. It's cool. I'm just like trying to wrap my head around it. It's a good game, fun game. I'm having fun.
Trying to figure it out.
Yeah, no, definitely. So cool. So all my stuff, like we had already discussed.
Okay.
All my stuff is going here. Where do you want to start assigning your stuff? I'm doing a 5. I'm doing the highest stat on everybody. Well, I mean, he only has 1 stat, but like. This one's a 5, this one's a 5, and then a 2. So that'll be a 12 coming at that.
Okay, well, and this guy has Swift, right? Well, player servicemen are combat +2. Also made this card when to search for a draw deck for 1 lockdown. Okay, so Swift, so I can't respond to this, right? So 5, I guess you can replace the 5, right?
Oh wait, hold on. So I attacked him, then you block here. So this damage is actually going here, right? I just want to make sure I understand the combat sequence. Because I attack here, and then you defended with this. So now he's going there.
Yeah.
And then I choose where the other 2 go after he joined the fight, or what?
Yeah, let's read this joint.
Yeah, because I'm confused.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to be confused.
Oh, no. I mean, it's just a different type of game.
No, yeah. It's fun.
Okay, battle phase.
Yes, sir.
This is where the struggle takes place, where the pendulum of victory, blah, and then order is outlined. The player may attack multiple times in a turn, or not at all. But characters and allies may only be involved in 1 combat per turn, unless the card says otherwise, and each battle must be initiated and resolved before another one may be declared. Player announces an attack, and with a character/ally they control, and the target of declared attack. Yeah, see. The verbiage has to be consistent. You can't say battle then say attack. Player announces an attack with a character's or ally they control, and the target of the declared attack, the character/ally controlled by opponent or the opponents themselves, and with stat, energy, manipulation, strength, fighting. The attacking character/ally is then exhausted 90 degrees. Opposing player declares which character/ally they control will block the attack, if any, and with what stat. Blocking character is also exhausted. If no blocker was declared, then the target of the attack, if character/ally is exhausted, then they will then declare which stat they will use for the counterattack. Then attacking player then selects which attribute will be used in defending the counterattack. If opposing player declared no defenders, then assignment step ends. However, if a blocker was assigned, then the attacking player may then exhaust another character/ally they control to bring into combat, also selecting an attribute to attack with and the attribute they'll use to defend against the counterattack. If the attacking player, however, chose not to bring another character to the fight, then the assignment step ends immediately. If attacking player did not bring another character / ally, then the defender is now able to bring a character / ally they control in combat, exhausting it and selecting what attributes. Now, every time I'm reading this, it's not saying choose another target though. You reading that? I mean, you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everything. So if I wanted to do what you were suggesting, I did. I would actually not join the attack with this.
Okay. Because I'm just seeing how it is, because it doesn't say like set. Because
Gotcha.
like it never says select another target.
So everything's coming at the blocker.
Player will continue to move back and forth between attacker and defender until both players have passed consecutively, thus ending assignment step. A character may not repeat the use of a stat in a combat. In other words, blah. Stats are then compared between attacker and defender. Yeah, I mean, for what I read, it never says choose another target. Yeah, okay, never says choose another target. Yeah, sounds like to me you can't choose another target. Yep.
So yeah, everything. We'll just play it like I played it. Everything is currently going to her, but she's getting buffed by him.
Yeah, but she's getting because she blocked.
Because you blocked.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So then everything's still coming to her, and then they're buffing her. Yeah.
Okay, so the 5, I can't counter the 5, and then I blocked with the 5.
Yes. So right now that's 0.
Okay.
Technically.
And then,
This dude joined.
So that's two
But
more.
then you added this.
You have 2 more. Well, I mean, yeah, 2 more, and then what? And then
5.
5. Okay, so that's 7. Okay, so
But then that's 9.
yeah, because damage is done because the combat is done simultaneously. So
Yeah.
the 5, I can't avoid the 5. So attacker puts the damage on first. Then yeah. So it's attack and then counter attack.
Gotcha.
So attack, she dies, but before she dies, damn it. These steps.
Got a book right there.
Yeah. Okay, assignment step. Okay. Okay, attacker calculates their total attack value, chosen stats plus minus any modifications, and subtracts the defender's defense value. If the difference is greater than 0, the attacker deals no damage and the attack is not successful. If higher than 1, stamina, way the attacker sees fit. No. Okay, if the difference is 1 or more, then the attack is successful, and combat damage equal to the difference is assigned to the defender's stamina the way the attacker sees fit, reducing their stamina by that amount. If reduced to 0, that's knocked out. So she's knocked out. So perhaps she does not get to counterattack. Maybe that's the thing. Same is done for the defender when comparing their total counterattack value versus the total defense value. Any successful counterattack will likely reduce the stamina and possibly knock out combatants. Yeah, I mean, man. The same. Damage is done simultaneously, but then you got a whole counterattack to it. Okay, let's read the whole thing. Note, though the exhausting and comparison of stats are done in particular order during combat, combat damage is applied simultaneously.
Okay, then yeah, my dude's take damage right now. Like, so she doesn't get removed from combat until she does her damage.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got Swift. The Swift cannot be avoided, but she doesn't die from the Swift. Okay, so she doesn't die from the Swift.
Nope.
Kind of negating the Swift, it seems. She's gonna get 7 damage on her. She's gonna die, but she's gonna do her attack.
Yeah, she's gonna do her attack.
Yeah, so she's doing 2, and then I can counterattack where I want to counterattack.
Yeah.
You as the attacker, you decide where the stuff goes. Even though I blocked, I added them to the fight. You can
You
still
said that
decide.
the defender earlier. You said defender chooses where their damage goes. I choose where my stuff goes, and then you choose where your stuff goes.
No. The attacker decides where their stuff goes.
Yeah. So I mean, I have to put everything on her. I thought you said we can only deal damage to one dude. If you block and I can change targets after you block, then I'm gonna try to kill this thing. But if that's not how that works, then she gonna die. Either way, something's dying.
Yep. Attacker calculates their total. If there's a difference,
Because I don't think I have a choice. I think I chose who I attacked, and then you decided to block, so that negated who I. That basically took the choice away.
the target thing.
Yeah.
However, if a blocker was assigned, the attacking player may then exhaust another character to bring into the fight until the combat. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Now I'm not seeing the thing about the attacker decides where. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
just
just
play
play it like
that.
it's all
Yeah,
on her.
yeah.
And then you'll choose where your damage is going to go.
Okay. Alright, so basically I've got enough to knock out a guy.
You do.
Alright, so.
You probably have enough to knock out two, depending on how you.
But don't I have to, but isn't it, oh, I haven't made a target yet.
No, you haven't. If you got a 3, you can easily kill this, and then you can put everything else on this and kill it.
Okay. Blow my nose.
No manos.
No manos. Alright, so how much am I coming back with? 2, 9, that's 11, and I blocked with 8, right? Yeah, 11 and 4.
But you can't block
14.
with 8 because you use that to attack. You said you couldn't use the same value that you used to attack with to block with, so you have to go for the 4 or something.
But I'm on defense this turn.
Yeah, you remember, earlier you said that if
just
you
in
used
the turn.
attack the last turn, you have to choose a different stat whenever you defend the next turn.
No, I think it's just within one turn. So like you can't attack with 8 and then block with 8.
Good. How do you defend on your turn? Because I thought only the defending player got to defend.
A character may not repeat the use of a stat in combat. In other words, an attacking character may not use energy manipulation to attack and defend, and a defender may not use fighting skill to counterattack and defend. So that's just in turn.
Okay, that's weird. So you defend on your opponent's turn? Well, wait, you attack on your opponent's turn?
You counterattack on your opponent's turn.
Okay. I'm still trying, this is weird. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, that works.
Yeah, because I mean that's what we're doing now. Like now I'm counterattacking.
Gotcha. I mean, in that case, you don't even need to use a stat for defense because everything was going at her. That's weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So that's a lot. How much am I gonna take?
Man, shit ton.
I know.
All right, so 9 attack.
Yep.
10 defense. All right, 9 attack. 9, 10, 11, 15. So 15. So 15 will be.
You can split that however you want.
Okay, 15. So.
Because you could literally kill both of these right now, I'm pretty sure. Because you don't assign everything. You don't have to assign all of your stuff together, right? You could be like, well, that one will kill that chick and that one will kill that dude, right?
I think so.
Because I can only defend with a 4 then.
Yeah, so I mean, you've got enough to keep one of these alive, so I'll just knock both of these out. Yeah, so 8, then the excess goes there, so.
So these both die.
No, these.
Oh.
That and that, yeah.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Yeah, cool. Your turn.
Okay. Alright, so these guys are tapped down. They only ready at the end of my turn.
Yep. So all you got is Mr. 2 over there.
Yep. Alright, so at the beginning of the turn, we draw a card, right? No, at the end of the turn, we draw a card. Cleanup phase, pass initiative phase. At this point in the turn, you draw 1 card and declare your turn over. Alright, so I don't draw a card right now. Man, now, seeing that this is out of play, no, not even going there. Alright, play council member, 1 per turn. I'll play council member. I'll play hard hologram disguise. That's what I was looking for, hard hologram disguise. But anyway, I'm playing that on council member. I'll do high-tech heist. Once per turn, discard 2 cards from hand to look at the top 6. Nah. Put in the hand 1 equipment. Discard once 5 are acquired this way. Nah. And okay, I'll do cargo run. Pick at the top X cards of your deck where X equals the number, where X equals any number of from 1 to 6, place face up, out of play, any equipment found this way, and score points as follows. Peek at the top 6 cards. So I'll go 6. Peek at 6, place face up, out of play, any equipment found this way, and score points as follows. Out of play and destroyed. Okay, out of play. 1. Peek. Okay, we did define peek, didn't we?
Yeah, it was like looking. It was the same thing as looking at your opponent's thing. Because I used it on you to peek at your, like, you said they went back to the deck.
Tell me am I tripping or not, but I can't find peek right now.
Yeah, well, we just kind of like assumed what it meant. We didn't actually find it, I think. I'm pretty sure peek is a translation for look. You're not tripping. It's just not on here.
How could it not be on there? Peek. Okay, I guess it's not bolded.
I guess, yeah, so they just used peek to mean look or read or whatever. Like, in Magic, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, rearrange them.
Why not just say look?
I don't know.
Peek at the top X cards where X equals number 1 to 6. Place face up, out of play, any found this way, and score points as follows. Limit 1 or unique, 8 points. Limit 2 equals 4. No limit equals 2 points. Then reshuffle, draw a deck. Okay,
and there's a card. There's a card that says look. There's a card that says, like, actually says the word look. No?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, well, I'm going to say that Pete means a look then.
Yep.
It's just a translation.
No limit. I'm sure that's a no limit card, so it's 2 points. And then Kane.
Yeah. Oh, Kane's supposed to be a purple diamond.
Oh, unique. Yep. I mean, this comes from not having the decks. Yeah, this might.
Yeah, no, you're good. I was.
But Kane is the guy that goes off of cargo and stuff. Yeah. All right.
Well, that explains why he's limited.
Yep. Your successful cargo runs are an additional 3 points. Okay, so that's 5 points. Also, when played, search for one hard hologram disguise. Okay, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, so I guess that's 5 points, I guess. That's crazy. Alright, 5.
So you gain 5 points?
Yep.
That's like your health, right?
No. I think it's an alternate win condition, but how many points wins the game with this cargo run?
I'm going to use
Okay.
Or I'll use poison counters. You have 5 poison counters.
Alright. But this is an interrupt, so I guess this goes away. Yeah, I guess this goes away. Alright, so alright, my attack phase. You got one guy up. I can't compete with that chick right there, so I'll pass. And then I'll ready my guys. Then I'll
What chick?
yep, I'll pass, and then I'll go to my next phase.
Okay.
The pass priority phase, and I'm sure I draw a card at the end of my turn, right? Yeah. Draw one card and then pass. Yeah, I'll pass it. All right, so your turn.
Wait, I was supposed to draw at the end of my turn?
Yeah. Yep. Pass initiative phase. You draw a card.
Okay.
Yep. Now your turn.
I'll play Corsair. And I'll give him a rifle. No,
Fully auto rifle.
a full auto rifle.
Bloody cool.
Yeah. And then I forgot to activate that card. So, how does playing a card work?
Events.
And how does discarding a card work? Does discard go from here or discard go from here? Does discard like, I discard this after it's been on the field?
So I know there are sacrifices. Discard sounds like from hand.
Okay.
Okay, the discard and draw phase. The first phase of your turn is your chance to vie for needed resources. Default standard hand size of 7, then you can discard and...
Well, this has an effect that says discard to deal blank damage and exhaust target character / ally. Oh, that's gone now, by the way.
Man, maybe we've been doing this all
Wait,
wrong.
how did that live?
Yeah, she ought to be out of there. Yeah. Okay, let's read this. Okay, discard and draw phase. It sounds like this is every phase of the game. So we're supposed to be at 7. The first phase of your turn is your chance to buy for needed resources by discarding any number of cards from your hand and then drawing up to your current hand size, which consists of your standard hand size plus or minus all modifiers. Default standard hand size for all players is 7, but can be altered by cards, meaning that if a player decides to discard 3 cards, then the player discards all 3 at once. He then draws up to hand size. So this is one of the games where you just always draw up to 7. Okay. Yep. Okay, this one is just a test run.
Yep.
And now that we went through it, we can play
do
it better.
Better next time.
Yeah, we'll do better
On
on every day.
Fo-Yo Game.
On Fo-Yo Games. 7, yeah, so always 7 cards in hand, basically.
That was my bad.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well,
Alright.
I'll attack.
Alright. 5, who you targeting?
I don't think I can.
It is.
I want to kill that guy, but you won't let me kill him. I'll kill that guy.
Yeah. Man.
The only blue dude left.
Alright, Kane. Alright. Kane, so with that, I will go ahead and apply.
Yeah, I know. And then I'm going to join the fight, and then I lose. And that was Fo-Yo Games, how to play. This has been how to play Beta Male Max.
Oh man, Beta. Man, yeah. I mean, there's no way you can get over this guy.
Yeah,
but if you have a lot of events and interrupts, I'm sure you can.
Yeah, when you draw a card, I get to do things like I discarded cards to do things earlier.
All right.
I probably could.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to call it for playing it incorrectly by not having a 7-card hand size.
Yeah, but I mean, it's cool. This was us having fun, just shooting the beta.
Shooting the beta. All right.
Fun.
Okay, but we're signing out. We'll try this again another day when we both come equipped with the how to plays.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun.
Fun.
Definitely check it out.
All right. Signing out. Later, guys.